So I want you to understand that curiosity is the thing that makes people successful. Now, I'm sure this has come to your mind. Who am I? What qualifies me even in the first place to talk about success at such a young age, 17? What qualifies me to do that? Well, I've interviewed over almost 30, I've interviewed dozens of multimillionaires, 6 to 8 figure entrepreneurs. I've worked and networked with them. I worked for them and with them on projects. So I kind of know my shit, right? I've been in this game for about a year and a half of podcasting and networking and freelancing and like helping them start projects and stuff like that, like school communities, etc. So I know a lot about these people, and I know a lot about their stories because I've interviewed so many of them, and I still do. Like, trust me, I do have like 3-4 podcasts every single week nowadays. Even now I have a lot of them pending. My schedule is full, so I know what I'm talking about in this sense, just so if you're wondering about my qualifications to talk about success. And I did this all at the age of 16 and 17. I'm 17 right now, but I started this when I was like 16. I'm turning 18 in 2 months, so I have been in this game for quite a while, okay, if you can tell. Now, I'm gonna stray away from that, from flexing and stroking my own ego, but we're gonna get into the meat of the subject. So you need to be disobedient. Basically, that kid has potential. That video on the main channel, that's like one of the most important parts of this video, okay? If you're not gonna watch that video, I don't think you're mainly going to understand this video because that's pretty much related to that. Even this is like the more nuanced topic. I will go off of a lot of stuff that I mentioned in that previous video. So maybe you might want to watch that one. Maybe I'll leave it in the description or you can just search it up. But the basic premise is you have to have the audacity to explore. And you have to be disobedient. Okay? You have to disobey your parents, disobey your teachers, disobey what society is telling you. Just say no, I will not listen to you. Just, or maybe lie to them. That's another thing I mentioned in that video. Say, I will do this thing, I will apply for college, I will do this thing, whatever, and then just don't do it and told them you did it, okay? Until eventually it's too late to send more applications, and if they find out back then, it's too late now, right? So it's like, that's a good example of how to disobey your parents, because you know that getting in $100,000 in debt and wasting 4 years of your life is a bad thing for your own life, and your parents are so selfish that they are willing to put you through that. Well, it's good to disobey them in this sense. And the thing is, people will think you're dumb, right? People think you're crazy. People think you're delusional, thinking you can become a millionaire in 3, 4, 5 years. People think you're like dumb, right? Now, you have to understand that they're the dumb ones. Not the dumb ones, ignorant ones or undereducated ones. They have an IQ of a dog right now, pretty much. In this particular sense, maybe they're smart in other senses. Maybe their literal IQ is not like one of a dog's. But in this sense, you can compare them to a child. They don't know any better, right? Your parents don't know about your, whatever you're doing. Yes, MMA, copywriting business, whatever you're doing. Okay, they don't know how it works. They don't know the potential. They don't see the 16-year-olds making 50K a month. They don't see this shit. So can you really blame them? Or if they see it, they think you're a scammer. They think it's not real, whatever. So it's like, these people are underqualified to give you advice on business. And here's the tough part. They're going to try to slow you down. They're going to try to make you quit. And you're going to have to be man enough, and you're going to have to be brave enough to keep going. To keep going, keep doing it for yourself and for their own. It's like, it's weird, right? You're pushing this big ball up a steep hill, and your parents are basically on that ball. You're pushing them. If you just let it go, they're gonna work till they're fucking 70 years old, and they're gonna die 2 years into their pension and hate their lives. So you know that you should work to retire them early. But they're like throwing rocks at you, trying to make you slow down. Ungratefulness. It does seem that way. But I want you to understand that they're children. They just don't know any better. And they will thank you as soon as you get success. They'll thank you later because they don't believe in you right now. And quite frankly, you can't be mad at them because in their age, there was no such thing as a 17-year-old millionaire, 18-year-old millionaire. There was self-made, online, making money online. There was no such thing in their age. So you cannot really blame them, okay? And if it is your friends and your girlfriend or whatever that don't believe in you, fuck them. Trust me, it's so much better this way. And I regret not doing it earlier. Fuck them all, okay? So, I had a girl that didn't believe in me. I was with her for 1.5 years. And I wish I would have broken up with her earlier. Because I would have been much further right now. And I'm not blaming her. I'm blaming myself for not breaking up with her earlier. Now, that's a whole story that I've explained in some video. So, I'm not going to go over that. But basically, the premise is, if they're not family and they're throwing rocks at you and making your journey harder, fuck them. Be intolerant with people that are not your family. You can't really get rid of your family like that without seeming like a dickhead, okay? And also, you should be able to forgive your family and tolerate more from them because they're the only people that truly want you to succeed. Your dad is the only man that wants you to do better than him. Usually, hopefully. If not, maybe go the Andy Elliott route, right? Like he stayed no contact with his mom because his mom was a genuinely bad person. You could look into his story. But again, if you don't have truly bad people or truly don't care about their child, care about your parents. Take care of them, okay? They deserve it. They gave birth to you and they raised you up until this point. But then again, you run into the problem of curiosity and say, but this isn't for me, right? You're gonna say, entrepreneurship is not for me, right? You're gonna say this thing for this business model is not for me. I'm gonna give you an example with crypto. For me, I always thought that crypto was not for me. I don't like to gamble my money. I don't like to, work with a client for a month and then put all that money into Solana meme coin, some fucking MLG or some shit. Which MLG, if I put the money in at the right time, I would have been a millionaire by now. But I missed out on that. Anyways, the point being is, this isn't for me is not true. You don't even know yourself yet, okay? Now, I spoke in a video about journaling on the main channel about how to get you to know yourself and all of that. That's like one part of the video. There's a lot of topics. I highly recommend you to watch that video too. But me with crypto, I thought that this wasn't for me ever until I started working on Smack, right? I just started working as an insider. I thought to myself, I'm just gonna put in some money into Smack because I'm working on the inside of it and I want to make some money and I know the people behind Smack, so I decided to work on it, right? And then eventually after some time, I liked trading. I liked trading meme coins. I told myself, what have I got to lose? I'm 17. I'm not a millionaire yet. I have nothing to lose primarily because if I lose my money, I make it back. It's not a lot of money that can't be made back. So it's not that much of a loss for me. So I decided to go for it. Then made up some money, lost some money. I'm still like in the trenches, still learning the markets, right? Whatever. But it's basically you finding out who you really are is a lifelong journey. So saying that this isn't for me, like even like boxing or even like some sport, whatever, you cannot really know because you don't really know yourself as well as you truly do. Trust me, as soon as you start journaling, you find out they're a completely different person than you thought you were. I explained that in the video about journaling, so I'm going to mention it a second time. You might want to watch that one. Your imagination will never go as far as what reality actually has to offer you. So the thing is, you're capping yourself by saying this is not for me. You're just capping yourself, and you're capping as a like lying, but you're capping yourself. You know the bottle cap analogy? You're basically not letting it overflood with ideas, basically your mind, and flourish. And like, okay, when a bottle overfloods, it's usually a bad thing, but in this case, it's a good thing. You're capping yourself. You're putting a cap on it, and you're not allowing anything more to come out of your mind. That's the thing. You're limiting your potential, and you're gonna regret it a couple of years later on, because eventually you will get to a point where you're so pissed off with yourself, with your life, that you're not moving anywhere, that you are gonna try that thing that you said is not for you, and You're gonna be pissed off that you didn't start it earlier. This is my story with crypto. I wish I started crypto earlier, but I said all these years that crypto isn't for me. Eventually I started and I found out it is for me. I love crypto. It's like, it's fun for me. So maybe don't be so skeptic about some things that you think are not for you at the moment. And that's all I have for you today. So with this in mind, may God bless you. Use your mind. I'll see you on the next one.